The peaceful fields of Grunwald, Algaries. A gentle bedtime history. The peaceful fields of Grunwald. Let's begin by getting comfortable. Take a slow breath in and let it out gently. Close your eyes if you wish and picture yourself lying in a wide field where the grass sways in the morning wind and the sky begins to warm with the golden light of day. You're in a place called Grunwald, also known as Algaries, the Green Forest. It is the 15th of July in the year 1410. Yet time feels distant, almost irrelevant, as if the world itself is holding its breath in quiet reverence. The earth beneath you is warm and soft, as though it remembers the footsteps of countless lives who passed this way before. Grass tickles gently at your arms, and the land stretches far in every direction, gently rolling and blanketed in green. The scent of damp soil mingles with sweet wildflowers. You can smell the light smoke of distant campfires curling lazily into the sky. Above, the heavens open endlessly, painted in delicate strokes of morning blue and lavender. A golden sun peaks over the tree line, scattering diamonds of dew across the meadow like tiny lanterns. Each blade of grass glimmers with life. A thin veil of mist hovers above the earth, not heavy, but light, drifting slowly, as though it too is enjoying the stillness. You hear the gentle rustling of leaves, stirred by a breeze that carries the whisper of pine trees and the hush of distant waters. The air is fresh, clear, and cool with a touch of warmth on your skin, like the breath of summer waking from slumber. Every inhalation fills you with calm. Every exhale lets go of tension you didn't know you were holding. Birdsong rises like a lullaby from the edges of the field. Soft trills, gentle coos, the rustling chatter of life beginning anew. A lark darts through the sky above, dancing on the wind. Somewhere nearby, a stream babbles over stones, its voice quiet but constant, steady as time. All around you, the land is untouched. No sound of conflict, no sign of rush. Just stillness, harmony. The ancient forest that borders the clearing feels wise, like a protective elder watching over this sacred space. Oaks and pines stand tall, branches cradling the sky, their trunks rooted deep in memory. You are lying in the arms of history, long before the first sword is drawn, long before the first banner is raised. This moment exists in peace. The energy of the land is gentle, wrapping you in safety, in knowing. The sun climbs higher but slowly, patiently. There is no hurry. You feel grounded, you feel calm, and for now, here, in the green forest of Algaries, you simply are. Far across the field, a small camp begins to stir. Canvas tents, softened by the morning mist, stand like quiet sentinels against the emerald expanse. Their muted colors, faded reds, deep greens, earthen browns, blend gently with the sleeping landscape. A soft breeze flutters the edges of flags and woven banners, their symbols moving like whispers in the air. The scent of embers drifts lazily from the remnants of night fires, mixing with the morning dew. There's a faint clang of metal, deliberate, not harsh, as someone checks the straps on a saddle or tightens the loop on a leather scabbard. Yet everything remains unhurried, as if time itself stretches longer in these early hours. In the heart of the encampment, a tall, calm figure steps forward from his tent. He moves with quiet dignity, his gaze steady, contemplative. It is King W.I. Addis, or J.G.W. of Poland. His robes are not extravagant, but regal in a modest way. Deep crimson layered with wool and trimmed with the golden thread of tradition. His breath rises in gentle clouds as he walks through the dawn mist. He is not alone. At his side, another man walks with him. A striking figure clad in deep silks and leather, his cloak lined with wolf fur, a curved sword at his hip. This is Grand Duke Vytautas of Lithuania, cousin to J.G.W., a man shaped by wilderness, war, and wisdom. The two men stride in harmony. Their footsteps leave soft imprints on the morning grass. Though once separated by ambition and pride, they now walk shoulder to shoulder, bound by purpose and a shared vision of unity. There is no rush in their stride. These are men who know patience, who carry the weight of many lives in their decisions. Around them, aides speak in low voices, their words careful, deferential. Messengers arrive on horseback, their hooves muffled against the moist earth, delivering news from watchtowers and scouts. Still, the kings listen more to the earth and sky than to reports. They feel the pulse of the day beginning, the turning of something larger than themselves. In the distance, faint horns sound, not brash, but steady and ceremonial. It is a call not to war, but to readiness. The rhythm of life in the camp begins to rise, yet the calm remains. Soldiers step from their tents, blinking in the soft light, stretching arms and shaking off the sleep of travel. Their armor is not yet polished. Their spears still rest gently against wagon sides. Everything feels suspended, as if the world waits quietly before the first breath of fate. Along the edges of the camp, horses graze, their manes catching the sun like threads of gold. They shift their weight and toss their heads, their breath rising in gentle clouds. Pages move among them with buckets of water and woven baskets of feed. Every motion is familiar, repeated, ritual, comforting. King J.G.W. and Grand Duke Vytautas stop near a small rise that overlooks the field. From here, the view stretches far and wide, the open plains where soon history will be shaped. But for now, there is only stillness. The two leaders stand in silence, not needing words. They understand what is to come. And in this moment, they also understand the value of stillness, of breath, of waiting. Vytautas closes his eyes for a moment, listening to the wind move through the nearby pines. He speaks quietly, his voice like a distant drum. There is power in calm before the storm. J.G.W. nods slowly, his gaze still fixed on the horizon. Yes, and wisdom in holding it. The sun continues to rise, spilling warmth over the fields like liquid gold. The land glows with promise. The quiet hum of the earth grows stronger, deeper, like a heartbeat underfoot. Still, the swords remain sheathed. The spears stand straight. The men wait. Here, in the heart of the meadow, time folds gently, and the past speaks softly to the present. All things feel connected. Land and sky, man and memory, breath and destiny. It is not the clash of steel that defines this moment, but the serenity that comes before it. A space where leaders walk together, not as conquerors, but as guardians of something greater than themselves. And in that sacred silence, the world holds still, listening. Years ago, they might have looked at one another with suspicion. But time and experience have changed them. They now walk as brothers, reflecting quietly on the road that brought them here. Poland and Lithuania, two proud nations, have come together to face a powerful enemy. They have planned for this day with care, joined by warriors from across Eastern Europe. Czechs, Ruthenians, Tatars, Wallachians, all gathering here in unity. You watch as they walk the edge of the field, speaking in low tones. The rising sun glints off the steel of their soldiers' armor, but everything remains still. There is no shouting, no chaos. Just the quiet breath of the land and the steady hearts of men who know they are not here for conquest, but for balance, for the safety of their homes, for peace. A faint breeze moves across the meadow, curling gently through the grass like a sigh from the earth itself. It rustles through the tall wildflowers, blue cornflowers, pale daisies, soft yellow tansy, brushing against boots and banners alike. Above them, a lark begins to sing, its tune simple, delicate, and pure. The notes hang in the golden air like a blessing. As the sun lifts higher, the dew begins to vanish, steam rising in thin tendrils from the warming soil. You notice the smell now, fresh earth, faint wood smoke from a faraway campfire, and the scent of leather and linen. Horses stamp gently in the distance, their tails flicking lazily, content in the stillness of morning. The two leaders, King Jagiaro and Grand Duke Vytautas, pause atop a small rise. They look not at each other, but out across the field. You wonder what they see. Perhaps they see the turning of an age, the beginning of something vast yet fragile. Perhaps they see their ancestors' hopes made real in this unity. Or maybe, like any man, they simply see their people. Farmers, blacksmiths, mothers, children, and understand that everything here is for them. Their conversation continues, quiet and thoughtful, measured like footsteps on sacred ground. There is a reverence in their posture, not just for the battle to come, but for the people behind every sword, every name. No decision is made in haste. No word is wasted. They are not here to chase glory. They are here to make certain that when the sun sets again, it will fall upon a land with a future. One of the horses near them lifts its head and snorts softly, as if sensing the weight and stillness in the air. A squire approaches with a waterskin, and the leaders drink, their movements unhurried. Time seems to stretch out here, soft and slow, like the unfolding of a story told by firelight. Even the birds quiet for a moment. You can almost hear their thoughts. They think of their cities, Vilnius with its winding streets and scholars, Krakow with its bell towers and market squares. They think of the rivers they knew as children, the hills they climbed in youth, the smell of early autumn fires drifting from cottages at dusk. They carry all of it with them now, not as burden, but as reason. All around them, men and women prepare, not in fear, but with quiet dignity. Hands check armor buckles and tie sashes. Voices murmur soft blessings. In the silence, there is strength, not a loud, burning fire, but a deep, steady glow like coals in a hearth. It is the kind of strength that endures. You sense that this moment, this quiet before history turns its page, matters more than any clash of arms. It is the breath before a vow, the final stillness before a storm that will shape the world. Yet even now, there is peace. The sun continues its slow ascent, painting the meadow in a warm, honeyed light. Shadows soften. The wind moves like a gentle hand through the fields. For just a little longer, everything waits. And so do you, still, calm, surrounded by the quiet resolve of those who walk not for pride, but for peace. Across the meadow, another camp waits. The Teutonic Order, with white cloaks and black crosses, stands ready under their own banners, led by Grand Master Ulrich von Jungingen. The knights have come with firm discipline and great pride. For years, they have wielded both sword and scripture across these lands. But their time as the region's unchallenged power is fading. Ulrich has prepared his troops well. Rows of heavy cavalry rest behind their standards, while foot soldiers tighten straps and prepare their arms. They, too, feel the weight of this day, but there is no hatred here, only the silent recognition of what must come. Back in the Polish-Lithuanian camp, King Jerzy Woe does something rare for a battlefield. He calls for mass, not one, but several. While the Teutonic Knights stand in formation, the king prays beneath the shade of tall trees, asking for wisdom and strength. His army rests, eating quietly, speaking in hushed voices. They do not rush. Jerzy Lo understands the power of calm, and in that stillness, he finds clarity. Time flows gently, like the nearby brook that winds between the grassy hills. As the sun climbs higher, both armies begin to take their places. From above, the field resembles a great tapestry banners in red and white, in black and gold, fluttering in the summer wind. You can feel the presence of history forming like a heartbeat in the ground. Then, slowly, the time comes. The quiet breaks, not with a scream, but with the sound of horns and hooves. Vytautas leads the first wave, charging with his light cavalry in a wide arc. The Teutonic Knights answer with a thunder of steel. Behind them, the Polish forces move like water, steady and sure. The field becomes a dance of tactics, fluid, fierce, but always focused. And yet, even in the midst of motion, there is something remarkably serene about the way it all unfolds. The two sides are not just fighting. They are fulfilling the roles that destiny laid out for them. There is purpose in every step, every banner raised, every shield lifted. No one here fights alone. Every warrior fights beside his brother, for something greater than glory. Hours pass. The sun begins to dip, casting long shadows over the grass. And then, as the final charge breaks through the enemy lines, a hush falls over the field. It is over. The Teutonic Order has been defeated, their banners lowered. Their proud Grandmaster has fallen, but there is no celebration, no wild cheers. Instead, the victors move slowly, reverently. They tend to the wounded on both sides, offering water and comfort. The dead are honored with silence. The field that was once a place of preparation becomes again a place of stillness. Sleep comes easily in the peaceful fields of Grunwald. The stars gather above in gentle clusters, their light soft as candle flame through linen. Overhead, the sky stretches wide and deep, a quiet ocean of night, where no battles rage, only the steady turning of time. The constellations, those silent watchers of history, gaze down upon the quiet earth, witnessing the gentle end of a day that will live forever in memory. Among the low glow of the campfires, figures huddle close to warmth. Wrapped in wool and furs, their voices now hushed to whispers. Some murmur prayers in Latin or Old Church Slavonic, while others hum melodies passed from mother to child for generations. They sing of rivers and hills, of storks returning in spring, of harvests and hearths. And in those songs, peace takes root. Grand Duke Vytautas stands once more before his tent, gazing at the flickering embers of a fire. His hands are clasped behind his back. He breathes in deeply. The smoke, the pine, the cooling earth. He does not think of triumph. He thinks of Vilnius, of the river Neris winding slowly past the castle, of its towers watching over the city like gentle guardians. He thinks of the people there, safe now, because of what they did today. Somewhere nearby, King J.G. rests beneath a sky quilted in starlight. A scribe sits not far, his parchment illuminated by a lantern's flicker, carefully writing the first words of a memory that will stretch beyond lifetimes. He does not write of blood. He writes of unity, of vision, of two banners raised not in rivalry, but in harmony, across the fields. Sleep begins to gather. The horses are quiet now, their sides rising and falling in unison with the stillness of the night. Blades rest in their scabbards. Shields lie beside bedrolls. The field where once boots thundered and arrows fell now lies peaceful and unbroken, like a lake after a storm. Some soldiers dream. One dreams of his father's forge, the ringing of hammers on steel. Another dreams of a forest path, where deer lift their heads in stillness. Another dreams of a child not yet born, safe in a future they helped create today. And you too feel that peace. The grass beneath you is soft and cool, the rhythm of breath around you steady and calm. The world feels older here, but not heavy, simply wise, as if the earth itself remembers, knows the cost of war and the deeper value of peace. You are safe here, wrapped in the warmth of history gently told. Above you, clouds drift like feathers, and somewhere an owl sings low and distant. The fires burn lower now, their glow soft as lullabies. All things ease, all things rest. The Battle of Grunwald will not be remembered for its violence. Not here in this dream. Here, it is remembered for what followed. For the courage that became care. For the strength that became stewardship. For two leaders who rose above rivalry to build something enduring, something tender trust. And with that trust, the future grew brighter. Vilnius would flourish, its streets filled with laughter and learning. Krakow's spires would rise with purpose. Libraries would open. Churches would sing. And the story of this day would be passed from voice to voice, always beginning with the quiet before dawn and always ending with the stars. So breathe deeply now in this place where time is gentle. Let the night wrap around you like a warm cloak. There is nothing more you need to do. The past is at peace, and so are you. Sleep in the silent fields of Grunwald, where history dreams beside you.